Alright, so in this video we're going to test the network using YouTube. In the next video we'll test the network for blog syndication by posting or publishing a blog post on the demo blog that I set up for this training. So right now we've got a video that I've just created. In fact, I told you that the Get It Done network was going to be used as a supporting network for one of my affiliate projects that I'm working on, an affiliate network that I'm building out to promote products as an affiliate. And I'm in the middle of a campaign right now called an affiliate campaign for a product called iPro Academy, which is a paid traffic training course, like a pay-per-click training course for Facebook and AdWords and Bing and some penny-click marketing and that kind of thing. So anyways, it seems like a great opportunity for me to go ahead and use this newly created network, the Get It Done network, for potentially getting another video ranked. So I've got a video that I just created. It was a screencast video with a picture-in-picture that has my webcam picture down in the bottom corner, and then I'm basically just talking about, hey, look, I've done a full review, walkthrough, and case study of iPro Academy. You can find out more about that over here. Go to this link, blah, blah, blah. Click the link in the description below. Here's what I think about iPro Academy. So anyways, it's a video that I'm going to upload to the Get It Done channel, and we're going to syndicate that out across the new network as our test. Because, guys, I want you to also understand when you're testing the networks, especially when you first create them, you need to prime the network. And what I mean by prime is you need to go ahead and publish content and double check all your recipes, make sure that they're working, because oftentimes they may not fire the first time. So you have to sometimes post 2 or 3 times to the network to get everything greased and working well. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to oil the machine. You have to prime the network. That's what I like to call it. So there's a chance that not all these recipes are going to trigger the first time, which means I'll have to record a second video, and then we'll upload a second video until we get it to work properly. So here I am inside of my YouTube channel for Get It Done. You can see the profile image and the channel. I'm going to click on upload. I've got the video ready to go. I'm going to set it to public, or else it won't syndicate. It has to be a public video, and I'm going to click the button here to go select the file. Let me get to that folder, and here we go. This is the iPro Academy 2.0 review. Now, obviously what I would want to do is put a well-optimized description and tags in here, but what I'm going to do, for sake of saving time, is pause the video while I type in some of this stuff. I'm going to put some tags in. The description I'm not going to optimize near as well as I would like to, because I just don't have the time right now, but what I'm going to do is put the link that I want people to visit and the keyword in there, and then a brief call to action, and I'll pause the video while I do that. Okay, so I got just a couple tags added. That's all I need, and I added a little bit of text here. You can see I got the call to action. I've got the link that I want people to visit. And that's pretty much all we need to do. We could be using playlists, guys. This is not a YouTube SEO training course. It's just this training course is about IFTTT. We're going to be having at least one webinar, which will be in the advanced section once the launch is over and we actually hold the webinar. And we'll talk about some YouTube SEO stuff in that. But for right now, we're not going to get into all the things that we would typically do to a YouTube video to optimize it. Let's just say that I've got, I would prefer to have more content in here than this, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to add this for now. It's got the main points that I wanted to hit, the keyword in there a couple times, the call to action, the links that I want them to visit. I got a couple tags in there, selected my custom image that I wanted. I would be using a playlist typically for any sort of video SEO campaign, but again, I don't have a playlist set up for this, and I'm not going to probably set it up for this particular training video. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and click the publish button, and this is going to make it go onto our channel. So now if we actually go take a look at the video, let's go click on Video Manager, and we'll go click on this. Hey guys, Bradley Benner. Okay, so there's the video. If we go to our channel and take a look, we'll see we have the video now is on our channel page as well, which is good. Again, I don't have any playlists. I could have created a playlist. We could have added one in there, but I'm not worried about it, at least not right now. So now that that's done, we can jump over to IFTTT and click on My Recipes. And we want to go right on down the line, guys, and we'll start at the second page, and we're going to click the test recipe button, and that's going to force it to run. It's going to force the recipe to run. Okay, or we could just wait and come back in like 30 minutes and every single one of the recipes should have fired anyways. But I want to force them. Usually the first time we're posting to a newly created network, it's best to force the recipes manually, because otherwise sometimes they just won't fire. I mentioned that already. It's called priming the network. So here we are at the buffer one. Remember, if we force the recipe to fire for buffer, it doesn't mean it's going to post immediately to Google+. If you remember, when we set up the buffer account, we had to set posting times, and I set up about 8 posting times throughout the day, about 2 hours apart each. So wherever we are within that schedule right now, if we click force, it might not post right away. It's going to be in queue for the next scheduled publishing time, if that makes sense. But we'll go ahead and click on the edit button here, and then you'll see where it says created 20 hours ago, never run. I'm going to click check now. This is going to force it to run. Now it says last run less than a minute ago, run 1 time. So that's good. So we're going to go ahead and click back to my recipes. We're going to go back to page 2. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to click YouTube to Blogger. If I remember correctly, Blogger was actually stripping embed codes out. So this might not work, and if that's the case, we'll have to use what's called a second tier recipe for this, but we'll check it anyways. We're going to click check now. Okay, so it says last run less than a minute ago, run 1 time. Now we can just click on this and we'll see down in the bottom corner that that's showing the correct blog. So if we open this link in the new tab, sweet, it did work. So we don't have to do second tier recipes anymore. It's first tier recipe. That's even better. So take a look, guys. It worked just like a charm. Here's my title. Watch on YouTube here. Here's the title. Remember, for this recipe we use the title as the anchor text. And then we have via, and there's the YouTube channel URL that goes to the videos page. Remember, we switched that up for different recipes. So look at that, guys. Our first recipe works. Yay! So that's it. That's that. I mean, and it looks great, doesn't it? It just looks great. So let's go ahead and go to the next recipe. And some of them might already start to fire on their own now. See, for example, it looks like Instapaper, OneNote, Pocket. All of these have already fired now without us forcing them, and that's because we had forced IFTTT to run the recipe a couple times, and so now probably the rest of them have run. You see that? So you can see how quickly it works. It's you know, it's not necessary to force every one of them manually, but you can. Like this one, the WordPress hasn't been done yet. So if we click on the edit button and we come over here, we want to click check now. And it's trying to do its thing. Now it says last run less than a minute ago. We're going to go open this up. And there we have it. Watch on YouTube here. Here's the link to the video. The embed is there. And then via, remember this time I switched it up and used Get It Done Videos as the actual anchor text. And that's going to the About page. If you look in the bottom left corner, it's probably hard to see on your end, but you'll see where it says About, /About, so where it's going to the About page. So there we have it. That's another one that's working. Let's go back to my recipes. And we're going to walk through each one of these recipes, guys, to make sure that every one of the that it fired everywhere like it's supposed to. Tumblr, it says that it fired. So we're going to just click on this. We can actually just jump over to the spreadsheet, by the way, and just start clicking down the links. It might be quicker. See, this is what's called a video post. What I like about the video post is it just posts the video embed, and then it's got what we put as the recipe ingredients down here, which is what's called the caption. I always do the title, and then I like to do the URL. And even though that's a share URL, so it's a 302 redirect, which means it doesn't really have much SEO value, I still like to put that link right there in the caption. And you can see that this, once again, works just like a charm, guys. Isn't that beautiful? I love how this works. So we're going to go back, and I think what we'll do, now we'll just keep going through it this way. I was going to say we could jump over to the spreadsheet, but we'll just keep going this way. So Tumblr, Twitter, we can go take a look at the tweet and see if the tweet. Now remember, we talked about Sandbox. We'll get into the advanced training. This might not be syndicated out to other people, so other people might not be able to see this. One way we could test it is if you have your own Twitter account. Let's jump over into Let's jump over here and I'll go into Twitter and check my account. And we're going to look for Get It Done Vernon. It looks like the tweet's showing. What I could do is also copy this and search Twitter for this. Sometimes, guys, if you create a brand new Twitter account and you start tweeting links, it's showing. It's showing in Twitter. So this is not in the sandbox. The Vernon Dunn Twitter account is not in the sandbox. That's a good thing. Sometimes, though, what a Twitter sandbox is, and we're going to talk about this again in the advanced training. We should have a separate video about this, but I do just want to briefly touch on this since we're talking about it anyways. When you create a newly created Twitter account and you start tweeting out external links right away, Twitter will often put your account into a sandbox where other people won't be able to see your tweets. Those tweets do still have some SEO value, in my opinion. However, they won't have they're not near as strong as when other people can see them. So it's important to follow those people initially, when you set up your account. And then do like a tweet out like what we had done with Vernon's profile, something like this, where it says just setting up my Twitter, and use a hashtag where you're not tweeting any external links. Maybe spend a few minutes following some other people, commenting or on other people's tweets, liking some tweets, favoriting some tweets, retweeting some tweets. Do that manually. There's also some Twitter recipes that we can use in IFTTT, although they're starting to crack down on that, Twitter and IFTTT, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last. But if you spend just a few minutes doing some manual action inside of Twitter over the course of a day or two while you're building your networks, it's going to make a big difference. Okay, you'll get other people following you back, and that's going to make your account look real, and that'll get you out of the sandbox. But the way to test it, and I recommend you do that before starting to tweet out any external links. In this case, the only thing I'm tweeting out is a YouTube video with a hashtag, and by checking my main account, searching for the tweet text, and I was able to see it, it means that it is being actually my account isn't sandboxed. If it was, we would have to spend some time in there manually following people, liking or retweeting, favoriting tweets, that kind of thing, just interacting with people to get it out of the sandbox. Okay, and then if the recipes withhold inside of IFTTT for Twitter, we can show you some automated ways to get out of the sandbox too. But again, they've started to crack down on that a little bit, probably because of our IFTTT SEO Academy training, or excuse me, our Twitter SEO Academy training, where a lot of people started using our retweet recipes and stuff, and I think they started cracking down on it for that reason. But we'll talk about that in another video. So let's keep on moving. I didn't want to get too far off track, but I think that was important to talk about. So let's go back to my recipes, go to page 2. We looked at the Twitter account. Everything so far has been working beautifully. Let's go take a look at Bitly. There it is. There's the actual URL. Right there you can see it. You can see the embed code. It says if I click on that, it's going to open up as a big video here. So it's not going to the actual watch page. So we might want to edit that recipe to be the YouTube URL instead of the embed code. Maybe. Either way, it's still benefiting the video. Okay, so I don't really expect to get traffic on Bitly to this link. So it really doesn't matter. I just wanted the SEO juice from Bitly to go to the video. But if you see, this is the embed link. So when you click it, it goes to just one big video instead of the actual YouTube watch page. So it's entirely up to you if you want to edit that recipe or not. But as far as I'm concerned, it's doing what I wanted it to do. So let's go to my recipes. Back to next. Okay, so from Bitly, we'll go check Delicious Indigo. Instead of me clicking on each one of those, let's just go back to the spreadsheet. It'll be a little bit faster. We'll go to Delicious. Right there. There's our iPro Academy bookmark. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? There's the link to the embed code again. We could also swap that out to just the YouTube URL. It's entirely up to you. It doesn't really matter either way. It's up to you how you want to do it. But it looks really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that just the way that it is. Let's go to Digo. We want to go either to profile or the library. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be present in both locations. Whoops, what did I do? I clicked on the wrong one. Let's try that again. Okay, so there's the recent bookmark, iPro Academy 2.0 review. It's going to the embed code again. Again, that can be swapped out with the link if you'd like. All you got to do is switch out the ingredient from embed code to YouTube URL. That's entirely up to you. Like I said, it still has this SEO value either way, so it's up to you. Remember the library URL. This is the other URL, and it's showing here too. So it's showing in 2 locations inside of Diigo. So next, we'll go ahead and just go with Evernote. We'll close this, and here we go. Here's the Evernote. Evernote, you don't get an embed, guys, but you get the link. And then you get the links from the description if you syndicated the description, in which case I did. In this case I did. So you can see that we have the link, and we have the links that were inside the description area. We don't typically syndicate Evernote, it's fine, but we don't want to syndicate the description to the blog properties. That's trust me, you don't want to do that, because that'll get your blog accounts terminated for all the links from the description of the YouTube video. That's why the YouTube recipes are, guys, for the blogs are just the embed, a link to the video, and a link to the channel. That's it. Don't put anything else in there, okay? Or use at your own risk if you do. Let's go to Pocket. By the way, Pocket, it's not going to show, remember? It's not going to show. We can go look at the saved items in Pocket. So if we come back over here, you can see a saved item is inside of Pocket. But if we go look at our Pocket profile, it's not going to show, hold on, I said view profile, let's do that again. See, it's not going to show unless we share it or like it. So that's what, remember I said there's a, I think there's still value of having it go into Pocket, but I think there's more value obviously if you share it. So if I click on this share and click on recommend and then share, and I go back and take a look at this and refresh, you'll see now that's available there, okay? But it looks great. So let's keep on moving. Next one is going to be Google Drive. And we're going to see the iPro Academy 2.0 review right here. This is a Google Doc. If we open that up, all it is just a text doc inside the public Drive folder. I'm not even logged into that account, guys, and I'm in my main account, and you can see that I can see this, which means it's public. And you can see that this has got the link to from the description, which is fine to do that in Drive. And then it says via YouTube, and there's the YouTube URL, the share URL to the video. See that? So it's working in Drive. So the next one we're going to check is OneNote. Remember, OneNote works really, really slow. It takes forever. But we'll come back over here to with the little menu. We'll click it out, and where it says, it looks like this one may not have fired. So we need to go double check that to make sure, see what's wrong with it. Let's go actually do that right now. We'll go in the IFTTT. We'll go to OneNote, which should be back on page 1. And it says it fired. So let's take a look. Create a page from a link. And I don't see it though. Let's try it again. It's in a new. Okay, you know what I did? I bet you the recipe was wrong. See how it says section new? I should have left the section blank. Yep, so it did work, but it just, I'm going to update that recipe. Can't be blank, okay. Then, you know what? I'll just leave it. It just means all new, as long as it's public, and I should be able to see that. Yeah, I'm not even logged in. Let's go into an incognito window. Let's grab the URL from the from the spreadsheet. We'll use the short URL this time just to take a look at that. We'll paste it in and go. And as long as it's in the notebook, I don't care, a public notebook. So if I click over here and I look at new, as long as I can see it, and I can, there we go. So it did work. It just, that section is new. It's in the new section, and the other one was quick notes. So we could do that too. We could actually change this over here to say quick notes. Updated. So next time we syndicate a piece of content, it'll be in quick notes along with the other notes. I'm fine with this. I'm absolutely fine with this because there's our link, there's our description, and there's the screenshot of the page. This is what I like about this recipe. It looks really cool. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, this worked. I just had to modify that recipe slightly. Okay, so we'll go right on down to the next one. Let's see, we checked Bitly already. I think we have already tested all of those. The only thing we haven't checked yet is the Google Plus, and now we've got some of these other ones that we hadn't even set up yet. Okay, so I had missed the Facebook page too, so let's go take a look at that real quick. There it is. So it looked like Facebook worked all right. Alright, so anyways, as far as testing the network, everything works beautifully. The only thing that didn't work was Weebly and Medium, which that's why they're in the optional categories, guys. We're going to try it again with the RSS recipes next, which will be for blog syndication, and we'll see how they perform for that. And if they don't perform very well, then we'll just take them all the way out of the training, you know, just like we had talked about possibly doing anyways. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like so far the YouTube syndication network, all the recipes work, and everything worked just like I wanted it to. It looks beautiful, and we are done with YouTube testing. If there were any problems with it, guys, the only thing we would do is just go take a look at the recipe, make sure that all of our ingredients were correct. We might have to modify some of our ingredients to slightly if something wasn't posting the way we wanted it to. If you test recipes and they don't post properly the first time, test it again with another piece of content, another uploaded video, because sometimes it just doesn't fire the first time properly, and if you do it a second and sometimes a third time, it will actually fix itself. So all we wanted to do is just make sure everything works, and it looks like it did. So we'll see you in the next